Just to make things really interesting, Dave Taylor joins Angela Kokott for this hour of Calgary Today. Stay with us on News Talk 770. Brought to you by California Closets. Exceptional designs for every room.
Welcome back, everybody. I'm Dave Taylor. Angela Kokott's on vacation, and we're moving on to the next topic now, which is Don't Dam Springbank. Landowners west of Calgary in the Springbank area are fighting provincial plans for a flood mitigation project that would ostensibly protect neighborhoods in Calgary along the Elbow River, I should say, from the kind of catastrophic flooding that we saw in 2013. But at a cost of the properties in Springbank. The flood mitigation project, which is essentially, it's a berm and a waterway or a trench, if you will, and a big dry dam would carve up a lot of people's properties. Residents have voiced concern during a series of open houses that have been organized to explain the plan for a construction of a dam in the Springbank area instead of further west at McLean Creek. Landowners believe that putting the dam closer to Springbank protects only Calgary and not other municipalities like Bragg Creek and Redwood Meadows. Of course, their personal self-interest in this is if it's built up at McLean Creek, it doesn't carve up their property too. So you need to know that. Construction is set to begin next year unless the people who are fighting it can change the province's mind. That's always a long shot, but they are trying. My guest is Dick Kootser, founder of dammclean.org. That's DAMCLEAN.org, which of course is promoting the idea that the dam and the flood mitigation should go up at McLean Creek, not in Springbank. Dick, welcome to the program.
Thank you, Dave. It's a pleasure to be here. Thanks for having me.
Tell me a little bit about your personal situation, where your land is, how it would be impacted, or whether you're just promoting the idea of flood mitigation up at McLean Creek because it makes more sense in your opinion.
Well, I live in Bragg Creek. I have a good chunk of land right next to the river, so obviously I'm going to be affected either way, and I have already been affected in 2013. You might have seen my house float down the river.
That was yours,
run into the bridge.
Oh,
yeah,
my.
It was, and so I've been, living, eating, breathing, and whatting flood here since the 20th of June.
Have you rebuilt?
I got absolutely zero insurance. What I did get was the province graciously, through disaster relief, gave me money to rebuild my home.
Mm-hmm.
I lost about 4 acres of land, so my foundation was completely eroded around it. So rebuilding would have costed a lot more than just the cost of rebuilding the house. So what I in fact did was I bought my neighbor's house.
Mm-hmm.
They were an older couple that their house didn't float away. It was they lost a good chunk of their lot, but they were desperately hoping to get bought out by the province, but the province didn't deem it in the floodway, as they didn't deem my house in the floodway either, but that's another story.
So that wasn't really your house, that was just a figment of your imagination.
Yeah.
Oh man, I don't, the rules are bizarre, aren't they?
They're based, on mapping, and it's, you can argue till you turn blue in the face, but it's never going to get you anywhere.
Okay.
What's done is done, and the flood, it wasn't caused by, the province. It was caused by greater things, and we just have to accept what happened, and try and make the most of it.
Okay. The flood mitigation project proposal, I guess I should call it at this point, for Springbank, though, does absolutely nothing to protect Bragg Creek or Redwood Meadows, right?
Zero.
Whereas McLean Creek would?
Yes.
Can you explain how?
The dry dam, sort of the idea behind it, it's a dam structure that's basically not full. Mm-hmm. And when there's, torrential spring rains and accelerated snowpack melt and the creation of a crest in the river, that dry sort of holding tank will hold the crest and stop it from, being a tsunami, so to speak, that would wipe out everything in its path. And the dry dam at McLean, actually, it's quite confusing, because if people think, oh, well, why dam McLean Creek? What does that have to do with anything? Well, it's not McLean Creek. It's, in fact, going to dam the Elbow at the place where McLean Creek and the Elbow River join. So, but in fact, so that's what it'll do. It'll just hold back the crest and let it out at a controlled rate.
Okay, so does the dam then actually go across the Elbow River?
Yes.
But with a sluice in it, obviously, to let the river through most of the time.
Yep, exactly. Yeah, it'll let a certain rate of water sort of go through it, and for the most part, that'll be the whatever's going through the river will sail right through the dam, and it's just when the big slug comes down, it'll hold it back.
Yeah. All right. You were at the open house that ESRD, Environment and Sustainable Resource Development, put on last night in Cochrane, right?
Yeah. I was actually at both. I was at the one in Calgary and the one in Cochrane.
Is there any discernible interest on the part of ESRD for this idea of a dam at McLean Creek rather than down, as I understand it, pretty close to the traffic circle at Highway 22 and Highway 8?
Yeah. Well, they have a few reasons why they say that the Springbank Dam is a better choice. The first one is that it's cheaper, and they feel that it has a lower impact on the environment, and they say their engineers think that it's a better site. And I believe if there was no population upstream from the Springbank Dam and it was just Calgary, it would be an easy decision. Springbank Dam would do it. But the fact is there are communities upstream, and Bragg Creek is a community that's just getting ready to actually evolve into a bigger and more successful community.
Okay. Dick, can I get you to hang on?
Yeah, absolutely.
We need to break for the 3:30 news update, but I'd like to keep you on the other side and talk to you a little bit more about this, okay?
Great.
Excellent.
Great.
Dick Kootser is my guest, founder of dammclean.org. You can join the discussion, too, at 974-8255, 974-TALK in Calgary. Text me at 770-770, long distance 1-800-563-7770. Back after this.
Here's Heather Saunders of Designer's View, Calgary's one-stop renovation shop.
Whether you're a renovator or renovating, there's never been anywhere in Calgary you could go to make all your selections. Designer's View is your missing link. We have 5,000 square feet of everything you need, from flooring to cabinets and blinds, plus the personal assistance of a designer to help you put it all together. We save you money, time, and costly mistakes. Visit us at 5828 Burbank Road Southeast and at designersview.ca.
For a limited time, selloutvacations.com is offering their unique price drop security on vacation packages starting from $595. Book a qualifying holiday with selloutvacations.com, and if the price of that holiday goes down, claim a cash rebate up to 7 days before departure. Book a sun getaway today and enjoy peace of mind with price drop security.
Call 1-877-SELL-OFF or visit us at South Trail Crossing Mall.
selloutvacations.com. Hi, Brian Baumler here. The Lowe's Buy More, Save More event is back. For 4 days only, January 29th through February 1st, the more you buy, the more you save. Spend $100 or more and save 5%. Spend $200 or more and save 10%. Spend $300 or more and save a whopping 15%. That's on everything store-wide, on top of our current sale and clearance prices. But hurry, because it all ends this Sunday. Exclusions apply on services. See store for details. Lowe's, never stop improving.
So, you didn't get that rug you wanted for Christmas, and it would have been so perfect for covering up that pile of holiday bills that is now left in plain sight. The good news, Alpine Credits beat the bills contest. Next thing you know, you could have an extra $2,500 to take care of all those unsightly, stressful holiday bills. News Talk insiders, log on now and enter for your chance to win. beat the bills with News Talk 770 and Alpine Credits, where homeowners get approved.
Hello, Alpine Credits.
Hi, I own my home. I need a loan.
Approved.
Yay!
Hello? Hello?
Approved?
Approved.
Yay!
Need a loan? Call Alpine Credits. Homeowners get approved. Visit alpinecredits.ca.
Some conditions apply. Hello, Alpine Credits.
Hi, I own my home. I need money for...
Approved.
As in approved?
Approved as in approved.
Wow.
Need a loan? Call Alpine Credits. Homeowners get approved. Visit alpinecredits.ca.
Some conditions apply.
Stars Lottery is now
70% sold.
Hurry and buy your tickets today. Go online to starslotteryalberta.ca. 5 grand prizes, including 4 stunning show homes, plus a home away from home, truck and fifth wheel. 3,200 prizes worth $5.3 million. Also play our new Lucky Stars 50-50. Tickets sold only in Alberta. License 389, 163, and 165. Early bird deadline March 4th. Stars Lottery is now 70% sold. Your support helps keep stars in the sky.
This conversation has just gotten started. Stay with us for more of Dave and Angela with Calgary Today on News Talk 770. Brought to you by California Closets. Exceptional designs for every room.
Should the province build a dry dam in Springbank to save Calgary from a future flood? Or should it go farther upstream in McLean Creek? My guest is Dick Kootser, founder of dammclean.org. Dick lives in Bragg Creek. You will remember that was his house that you saw on television swept away in the 2013 flood. And he says, well, funnily enough, if there was no Bragg Creek, if there was no Redwood, if there were no people living upstream from Springbank would be the better, environmentally less intrusive place to put the dry dam. Unfortunately, you got all those people living upstream from there. Right, Dick?
Absolutely. You couldn't say it better.
So what kind of environmental impact would a dry dam on the Elbow River at McLean Creek have? How much worse would it be?
Well, that is, something that is completely up to the experts, and the province did get an environmental assessment done of the valley there right by the ranger station. There was actually a body of water there pre-flood. It was called the Allenville Pond. I don't know if you remember it or not.
I remember the Allenville Pond.
Yeah.
It's not there anymore, eh?
It's gone.
Yeah.
But that is the exact location of the proposed dam site, and there would be, a body of water there sort of at the same spot behind the dam, and it could be utilized for recreational purposes, which would be an asset. Now, I think so. That environmental assessment, the government has it, they're reviewing it, they haven't released it, and they haven't got one yet on the Springbank Dam site.
Oh, so they're telling people that it has less environmental impact even though they don't have an assessment?
That would sort of appear to be the case, yeah.
Because it didn't seem that ESRD was all that concerned about environmental impact when they gave the go-ahead to log the West Bragg Creek area.
No, you're right.
So
there's actually one other thing I want to sort of hone in on.
Sure, please.
They say that McLean Creek is actually going to cost more, and that in fact is false information as far as I'm concerned. What they've done is they've compared the construction costs of the two facilities of Springbank Dam and McLean, but they haven't taken into consideration all the public, land the private land that would be required and would have to get some form of compensation.
So they haven't factored that in at all, eh?
Not at all. And there's 32 quarter sections of land that's going to be impacted by the Springbank Dam.
32? That's like 5,000 acres, isn't it?
It's a huge piece of land.
Yeah.
And that land between, the Calgary and the mountains, that rugged country known as the foothills.
Oh, yeah, you can pick that up. You can pick it out for, $1.99 an acre, right?
Yeah. No, it's probably some of the most beautiful land there is.
Yeah.
As far
and
as
some
I'm
of the most
concerned.
expensive, too.
And very costly. And what this will do is it'll basically, destroy that land from any real use and decimate the value.
Okay, what is that land used for now? Is it cattle? Is it crops? Is it
cows? It's mostly for grazing. There's some families that have, horse facilities, but for the most part, it's agricultural, and it's been. And I'm not, super familiar with all the families that own it, but I do know that most of them have been there for, some of them over a century. Like their families have been there, and I mean they've kept the land the way it is. I mean, if you go to, towards Calgary, the land there is chopped up into, little acreages, 2-acre plots, and houses all over the place. But these families have maintained it in that way for over a century. And
ranchers are incredible stewards of the land.
And this area where they're thinking of putting the dam is in fact sort of a low wetland that sort of eventually sort of drains into the Elbow River from the northwest, and it is sort of a ecosystem on its own, with some marshy land, and that when they sort of seal it up and build a dike or a dam and turn it into a body of stagnant water, I think that's going to poison the environment worse than, having the river flowing through an open dam and an active water stream. There was one advantage that I was told yesterday, and that's that an off-stream reservoir or dam can be controlled better. So in case it's starting to get compromised, they can turn off the tap and stop the water from going to it. Well, I would hope that this structure would be strong enough that we wouldn't have to worry about it breaking.
Okay. And if you can turn off the tap in a structure in Springbank, you can do the same thing with the structure at McLean Creek, right?
Well, not necessarily, because it's on stream, and the Springbank one is off stream. But my answer to that is, if you have to build a stronger dam, then do it. I mean, the Hoover Dam is holding back the Colorado River, and it's done it since the 30s.
Okay, I got to ask you this.
Yeah. Okay.
Because I'm going to assume that the dry dam in Springbank really does offer significant protection for hundreds of thousands of people who live downstream in Calgary. Although it doesn't do anything for Red Creek or Redwood Meadows. Does McLean Creek offer the same degree of protection for the city?
Yes.
That's what I wanted to know. Okay, Dick. Thanks for your time today. We'll stay in touch, okay?
Thank you, Dave.
Dick Kutzer. DamMcLean.org is his website. You might want to check it out. And then there is Don't Dam Springbank. DAM brackets N. Which is the organization that some of the landowners in the area have put together to try and fight back against the province's plan for a flood mitigation project in the Springbank area. Calgary Herald did a story on this online yesterday or the day before, I believe, and there was one comment there that I remembered, which basically said this. So you have millionaires how come the millionaires in Elbow Park have more influence on the government than the millionaires in Springbank? I think this is about more than just who has more millions. This affects millions of people. So let's talk about it when we come back. 974-8255-974-TALK in Calgary. Text me at 770-770. I'm back after this.
The key to happiness on the slopes is good fitting boots. Seriously, boots are the most important tool in your snow arsenal. If they fit. If they don't, you're in trouble. Let us help. Bring your boots to Ski Cellar Snowboard for a free inspection. Yes, they may need to be replaced, but the majority of our fixes are new socks, footbeds, and sometimes boot modifications. Old or new, purchased from us or not, we will fix your fit. Ride to SkiCellarSnowboard.com for your nearest location. Your feet, our obsession.
You'd like to borrow money, and you'd like to borrow money now. there's Aaron Acceptance. With money to invest, money to buy with, money to pay with, money to fix this, change that, and go there. Own your home? You can borrow $15,000, $50,000, $600,000 or more. Easy to apply for, no credit check. Approved in under 24 hours. For money, for you, go to AaronAcceptance.ca. We're Aaron Acceptance. Homeowners, you can bank on us.
Investing in Canada's infrastructure creates jobs and benefits hardworking families. Over the next decade, 1 million skilled tradesmen and women will be needed to keep Canada's growing economy strong. The new interest-free Canada Apprentice Loan offers up to $4,000 per period of Red Seal technical training to help you complete your apprenticeship. To learn more about support for apprentices, including grants and tax credits, visit canada.ca/apprentice. A message from the Government of Canada.
You're in the middle of He Said, She Said. And there's more to come. We're back with more of Calgary Today with Angela Kokott and Dave Taylor on News Talk 770. Brought to you by California Closets. Exceptional designs for every room.
Speaking of the flood and its aftermath and its after effects, Councillor Brian Pincock just tweeted that after being battered by flood and snowstorm, Bowness Park reopens Saturday, February 7th. Come on down and have fun, 11 to 3. And a link to Calgary Parks there. So, Bowness Park. What, 20 months? I think now, after the flood? Reopening, finally. And, of course, what we're talking about right now is what to do to try and, well, you can't prevent the next flood, but mitigate the effects of the next flood. In other words, what can be done upstream from Calgary on the Elbow River to protect the communities downstream here in Calgary. And the province is proposing a dry dam at Springbank. Now, this dry dam, basically, if you can picture, drive out Highway 8 to the traffic circle at Highway 22, okay? You go around the circle and then you go south. That'll take you, or southwest, that'll take you down to Bragg Creek and past Redwood Meadows. You go north, that'll take you up to the Trans-Canada and beyond that to Cochrane. And if you go north on 22, after going around part of the traffic circle, you'll fairly quickly cross the Elbow River on a bridge. So the construction starts, as I understand it, about there and involves a berm and I guess a trench, or the berm effectively creates a channel, if you will, to divert the floodwater into a dry pond, a very large dry pond, what we would call a dry pond here in the city, for storm sewer overflow, right, in a heavy rain. And this is supposed to protect Calgary. But it'll take 32 quarter sections or 5,000 acres of land. Now, my guest, Dick Kutzer, is promoting the idea, and he's not the only one, but he's promoting the idea that instead of putting the dry dam there, where there's a great deal of opposition anyway from local landowners, put it further upstream and around McLean Creek, Allenville Pond. Because that way, you get as much protection for Calgary as you do in Springbank. Plus, Bragg Creek and Redwood Meadows get protected too. And as this texter says to me, Redwood Meadows came within 8 inches of the berm eroding completely away in 2013. We won't make it through a situation where the river is dammed downstream from us. Okay, that sets the scene. Let's take some calls. 974-TALK-ALI. Go ahead.
Yes, thanks for taking my call, and thanks for bringing attention to this important issue. I agree completely with your guest. I think the Allenville Pond, McLean Creek option is the best one. As you said, it will protect Bragg Creek, Redwood Meadows, and it will also give a chance to restore Allenville Pond to the recreation area that it used to be. That was a really fun place to go canoeing and fishing and stuff like that.
It was. We used to have every summer we had a neighborhood camp out up there.
And what we'll do is divert some of the water into where Allenville Pond used to be, and then some of it will come across the road north, and it will create a nice wetlands and I know you're a bird watcher, so it'll create an absolutely fantastic habitat for bird watching.
Okay, but we're not doing this for me. We're doing this for a million other people.
But it's a win-win. Protects people downstream, restores the habitat, restores the recreational opportunities.
Mm-hmm.
It's a win-win. And try and reason with the government. I phoned them. I talked to them. You might as well bang your head against the wall.
Yeah, ESRD can be pretty frustrating that way.
Oh, they can be. And I talked to the councillors out in Rockview are all in agreement. Most of the environmentalists are in agreement. The hydrologists are all in agreement. This is the best option. The only one that doesn't want is the government of Alberta.
Okay, that's
so thank you very much for bringing this thing to people's attention. We've got to keep up on this.
Glad to, Lee. Do you live out there?
I know I don't, but I've been recreating out there since I was about 8 years old. So,
yeah, okay. And a lot of Calgarians do.
Absolutely.
And so we have a voice in this as well. Thanks, Lee.
Yeah. Thank you very much.
974-TALK is my number. Rocky, go ahead.
Hi. Yeah. Hey, first off, you got to stop all this clear-cut logging, period. Now, I live out west of Sundre. We just had a big meeting. We got all these predators. We got wolves, bears, cougars killing livestock and in everybody's places.
Mm-hmm.
Well, they got no place to live. I'm affected by every flood that we've had.
Is this because of the clear cutting?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Absolutely. I've lived there for almost 60 years. Crop-authors have been down there south of Cochrane for 90 years, and they no one wants to listen to us guys because
you put it bluntly but effectively, Rocky.
We're just a bunch of redneck saying got to wear a three-piece suit and tell a bunch of BS, and then those are the good people, and we spend millions of dollars listening to that crap.
Mm-hmm.
So this clear-cut logging, I know the effects of it, seen it in the one spot, lived in that many years, and so hey, let's kill all the now it's we got to open up the season. Let's kill all the cougars, wolves, and bears off. 2 years from now, we'll have too many deer, moose, elk, and everything. So then we'll open up the season. We'll kill all that off.
Whereas if we left the trees in place, the cougars and the grizzlies and the wolves would have some place to live, and they'd have prey to feed on up there.
Exactly. Just wait now. Now on to the flood. A tree, a mature spruce tree, sucks up 25 gallons of water a day.
Mm-hmm.
So all this, we get heavy rains. I got the weather what do you want to call it? Forecast weather. All the records.
Yeah.
Since 1962 in my area, 1962 forward, and so you can see the heavy rains that have happened in the past, and the amount of flooding that happened in the past. So the one and biggest problem is that the clear-cut logging, and it affects more than just one thing. But guys like us, we don't listen to a bunch of old redneck geezer.
Thank you for calling me old redneck geezer.
Okay.
You can call anytime. Thanks, Rocky.
All right.
All right. Got to take a break here for traffic. Helicopter traffic is for TrumanHomes.com. Get unprecedented value in Sky Mills from the low 200s.
Well, two separate collisions to watch out for this afternoon, both of them coming from the southeast. The first one is eastbound on Memorial Drive over top of Deerfoot Trail, and there's a second collision partially blocking off your right-hand lane on 52nd Street northbound at Aaron Woods Drive. A stalled vehicle as well in the southeast, eastbound on Glenmore after McLeod Trail, blocking off your right-hand lane. And there are cleanup crews on your out-of-town highways northbound on the QE2 just north of Stony Trail, and that has one of your lanes currently closed off. And calling all Moby customers, get 6 months free unlimited data, talk, and text, plus a free SIM card when you join Wind Mobile today. Offer ends soon. Wind. True mobile freedom. For the News Talk 770 Traffic Helicopter, I'm Chris Duchesne.
News Talk 770 Calgary weather, partly cloudy and down to -4 tonight. Cloudy tomorrow and a high of +3. Chance of flurries tomorrow. Then some snow overnight tomorrow night and on into Saturday. Cloudy with some periods of snow. I don't think any significant accumulation is expected. Maybe 4 centimeters at the outside. High -8. Sunday partly cloudy and -9. And Monday is Groundhog Day, so it'll either just keep happening over and over again, or we'll have cloudy with the chance of flurries, high of -6. -7, and then we'll get on to better weather on Tuesday. Right now, it is 5 degrees in Calgary. The weather is brought to you by Hyundai Gallery. Get into the 2015 Elantra for only $12,459. Hyundai Gallery's free trade celebration event, corner of Anderson and McLeod. Let's get back to the phones now, talking about this whole notion of whether the government should go ahead with the Springbank Dry Dam as a flood mitigation project for Calgary, or whether there's a better way to do this. Rob, hi.
Hi there.
Yeah.
I just wanted to bring up that I think our government, I'm supporting of Dick too and the McLean Creek project. I just think the government is pulling the wool over our eyes on the cost of this thing. They say it's 150 to 200 million. They conveniently say we haven't brought into any of the landowners' costs, and I think that'll be very, very high. The other thing that there's very little mention of is I am told there's 5 major pipelines across this land that would have to be dug deeper. That's got to be a huge cost. They haven't brought up Highway 22. It would have to be elevated. That would be a huge cost. What would it cost when they finally get around to twinning Highway 22? I think all those types of things should be considered. From the maps we saw last night in Cochrane, the Kiwanis camp, which services thousands of kids.
It pretty much gets trashed, right?
It's got to be trashed. It goes right through it because the dam takes off way to the south of there, or it starts way to the south of there against the river, destroys all that flat that you can see as you approach Highway 22 coming down Highway 8 to the traffic circle. It destroys all the land to the southwest there because that's where it starts, at the river there. And how they go through that hill to the north, I mean, that's got to be a major engineering project because that's quite a rise. So I just think that this is being pushed by some people, the bureaucrats or whoever. They haven't really thought it out. I think, as it was said earlier, there's huge recreational possibilities up in McLean Creek, Allenville Pond. The only negative is the campground would probably have to be gone. But Allenville Pond is just a huge eyesore today, and it used to be a beautiful part of Alberta. And why not fix it up and go on with it? It solves all the problems that Calgary has.
Okay, so you think Dick's plan is better? Well, it's not really Dick's plan, right? He's
Dick's
just
promotion. Put it that way. He's luckily stepped up, and there's a man that lost a whole bunch right in Bragg Creek, too.
Sure did.
He was one of probably the biggest loser in the whole flood for property and businesses and so on.
So you were there last night, right?
I was.
The folks from ESRD, they must have heard some of this feedback, or listened. Well, they must have heard it. Did they listen?
I don't know. I don't. Sometimes they couldn't answer questions. There was nobody of any substance like Kyle Fawcett or somebody like that to be there to stand up for the government, and it almost like they were young, sort of stage people that have been sent to school, and they didn't seem to have the knowledge that you would think. You would ask them a question, you couldn't get an answer.
No cabinet minister representation at all.
Absolutely none.
Local MLA there?
I don't think so. I didn't see him. I think our local councillor, I was told from Rocky View, was there. And I know that she's a big supporter of Dick's and the McLean Creek too. So her name's Liz Brakey, and she's quite good on this. So.
Yeah. Okay.
But anyhow, I just wanted to say that I think that the wool is being pulled over Albertans' eyes about the cost of this Springbank thing. I also sympathize terribly with the ranchers that may lose their land because I grew up with most of them, and I really believe that it's not right to sacrifice somebody for something else when there's an obvious alternative.
Rob, well put. Thanks for the call.
Bye.
We'll keep on top of this. I really appreciate that call, Rob. Okay, somebody just texted me, and I'll use this to end it off. Your guest needs to get in touch with that billionaire who built that mansion on 22 north of the traffic circle. He'll have a front row view of the dry dam if it goes in. He must have some leverage, brackets, dollars. Okay, that's it for me. Jock Wilson is next with Calgary Today. I'll see you tomorrow at 12:30. We'll keep on top of this story as well. Thanks for listening, everybody.